Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Market Mondays. I apologize for being gone for the last couple weeks. If you guys knew anything about the story, it's been just a nutty last 2 weeks, and it still continued to get nutty. But we're getting to a point where things are kind of getting a little bit more stable, which is really nice. It's really nice to get back to you guys and give you guys as much information as I can in order to make proper decisions and how to plan for the rest of the year. All right, so we're going to be talking about just basically what's happened last week with inflation, and how it's going to impact mortgage rates as we go along, because this was a very pivotal month in the last 3 months of how inflation readings have gone. So before we get into it, got to do our dad joke for the day or the week, whichever you guys want. So this came from my friend and real estate agent, Ronnie LaCroix. She always sends me these dad jokes to verify if I've heard these before. She basically likes to ask me. Basically starts the joke, first part of the joke, and if I respond, she knows I've heard the joke before. But she got a good one for me, and I really like this one. So this is how it goes. Why do chickens go to the gym? Why do chickens go to the gym? To work on their PECKS. Their PECKS. Pew pew. Alrighty. So getting right into it. Last Friday, the third and big inflation report came out. Now, all the inflation reports leading up to this point has gone down since November. And November was the turning point of which inflation was coming down. In November, we were like, okay, we expect inflation to come down from the previous months and things like that. What we need is December and January to have an established trend, because you need 3 data points in order to establish a trend. So after December, we got really excited because inflation still came down. January is a big month, because now if we have a third month showing a trend of inflation going down, we are looking really good for the forecast of what is expected to happen in 2023. So what happened on Friday is that the PCE, which is personal consumption expenditures, is just another version of inflation to kind of reads different things, but that showed that inflation was coming down on a year-over-year basis. So to give you guys an idea, basically since June, the PCE inflation report has come down 2%, which is a lot. It's a huge number. As of now, the year-over-year number has gone down about 0.5%, which is between 0.3 to 0.5%, which is really, really good. So now we have an established trend of all the inflation reports coming down. With that said, right now the forecast is expect that mortgage rates are expected to hit 5% in the first half of the year. We are really close to that. Now that we shifted over, most rates should be around 6.25, 6, maybe basically low 6s, and we're slowly trending in the direction where we might see 5.75 in like the next month or 2 months. But in July, maybe by June, we might see lower 5s again, and maybe we're back in 2018. Now, because mortgage rates have been coming down, we finally started to see a rise in pending home sales. Lawrence Yun put out a report from the NAR saying that we have seen a rise finally after months and months of declines in home sales. We finally see a rise in home sales from all the declines that we've seen. So now we've seen now that mortgage rates are better, now people can afford a little bit more. It's to the point where home prices have not really reacted to the changes in interest rates, because it takes a while, right? Because it has to get the borrowers out because all the borrowers have to come back, they have to get pre-approved, look at the new numbers, and then start shopping. So there's about almost a 60-day to 90-day cycle until mortgage rates, the fact that mortgage rates are coming down, it's going to impact the real estate market in regards to buyers coming back. So it's something to consider. It's something to start informing your buyers now, to say, hey, it's time to start looking at re-looking at your numbers, because mortgage rates did peak back in September, October. With them peaking back in September, October, we're in a situation where mortgage rates are at least 1% lower than where they were. And that's a huge piece of buying power in some states. On the West Coast, that could be a difference between $300 to $400 a month. In other states where the home price points are a little bit less, sure, it might be $100, $200, but that could be a huge change in regards to their buying power. Again, highly recommend have clients to start shopping, looking at stuff as mortgage rates come down, because as mortgage rates come down, it gives them more buying power, and hopefully they're getting more buying power before the home prices start to respond to lower lower price points or start to respond to raise their prices. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully this was very helpful. One of the things that we're going to be looking for this week is the Fed minutes, the Fed meeting, what they're going to do with the Fed rate. Are they still going to continue it? Again, the Fed rate has nothing to do with mortgage rates, not in the sense that everyone thinks. So it's actually good, but it does take a while. So it has to do with overnight interest rates on borrowing funds like credit cards, auto loans, things like that. But the Fed raising their rates earlier this year has impacted mortgage rates coming down now. So that's why. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later.